In 1933, the 13th Dalai Lama, Thupten Gyatso, passed away after having been both the spiritual and political ruler of Tibet for many decades. The Tibetans were desolate upon hearing the news of their leader's premature death, for he was only 57 when he expired. During his productive government, the 13th Dalai Lama had wisely led his nation, making efforts to define the status of Tibet as an independent nation and improve the general conditions of its inhabitants. The 13th Dalai Lama had done so much for his people and for the welfare of Tibet that to express their deep gratitude, they built a golden mausoleum in the Potala Palace of Lassa, the capital of Tibet, where they solemnly placed his corpse, facing towards the south. Curiously, a few days later, the Lamas noticed that the deceased leader's corpse had tilted towards the northeast, where a series of cloud formations were seen. Also, a great star-shaped fungus appeared on a wooden pillar on the northeastern side of his shrine. All these magical signs seemed to indicate the direction where the Dalai Lama's successor would be found. Almost at once, the High Lama, Riting Rinpoche, was named Regent of Tibet and was appointed by the National Assembly to govern until the official successor took over. According to Tibetan Buddhism, as well as all forms of Buddhism and Hinduism, after experiencing death, we are all given a chance to be born again in this world, adopting new bodies thanks to a process known as reincarnation. In Tibet, it is a widespread belief that every new Dalai Lama is actually the reincarnation of his direct predecessor. Sometime later, in accordance with ancient Tibetan customs and traditions, the regent consulted the state oracle, who announced that the deceased Dalai Lama had taken a new body northeast from Lassa. 2 years later, hoping to find the exact place where the deceased Tibetan ruler had reincarnated, the regent visited the sacred lake of Lamoy Latso in southern Tibet. It was believed to be a magic place, and that visions of the future could be seen in its waters. Thus, after intensive prayer and meditation, the regent stared into its surface, hoping to find the whereabouts of the new incarnation. Staring into the lake, he was surprised to see a series of prophetic signs and images, including a 3-storied monastery with a turquoise and gold roof near a twisting path that led to a small hill, on which a small house with turquoise tiles stood. The regent at once announced that the vision corresponded to a place in the northeastern province, where he immediately sent several high commissions of high lamas and dignitaries in search of the place he had seen, and thus he officially gave start to the quest to find the reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama. For centuries, Tibetans have believed in reincarnation, which is a common belief among Buddhists of all denominations. In general terms, this popular belief is based on the following precepts. All beings of various forms, both animal and human, are reborn after death. In each life, the proportion of pain and joy which they experience is determined by their good or evil deeds in the life before, although they may modify the proportion by their efforts in their present life. This is regulated by what is known as the law of karma. Beings may move up or down in the different realms, for example, from animal to human life or back. Finally, by virtue and enlightenment, they can achieve nirvana and cease to be reborn. Nirvana contains different stages of enlightenment, and Buddhahood is considered the highest of all, the perfection of enlightenment. Regarding this, the Dalai Lama explains the following in his celebrated 1962 autobiography, My Land and My People. Belief in rebirth should engender a universal love for all living beings and creatures in the course of their numberless lives, and our own have been our beloved parents, children, brothers, sisters, friends. Buddhas are reincarnated solely to help others, since they themselves have already achieved the highest of all levels. They are reincarnated rather by the innate wish to help others, through which they have achieved Buddhahood. Tibetans consider the Dalai Lama as a living Buddha, the earthly manifestation of Avalokitesvara, also known as the Bodhisattva of compassion, who made a solemn vow to protect all living beings.